Alright, guys. I'm here. Another night of ranking Survivor players. So let's do it. Starting a little late. I mean, later than expected today, but whatever. Again, I'm still fucking here. um, yeah, trying to find my own stream real quick. So I have chat on my phone. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, we're close. We're close to being done with this phase. I mean, we're down to what, 130. Um, I'm thinking we're gonna have this done by Wednesday. Um, so that's cool. I mean, this phase to clarify, because again, this is now not the final fucking phase, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. No ad. Well, that's good. Because I make almost no money on them anyway. Brand new day was so good, was it? Yeah, I haven't. I kind of forgot it even came out. And yeah, I'm probably not gonna watch it. I don't know. At least not until very, very like late. Um, that's a late night video. What thoughts are there to be had? Like it's literally a thing that like there are no thoughts to be had on it. Like there's nothing. It's like, but yeah. I think we might as well jump into it. Generally, like there's nothing new since last year. I haven't done anything, and yeah, like Big Brother wise, like we're just in the same spot. We all know the fucking veto winner anyway. What do you think happens with the power? I think nothing, right? Like if something happened, we would already know by now, wouldn't we? Because like if it was the coin flip, that obviously would have been played before the veto draw. If it was the mystery competitor, that would be at the veto. That would be at the veto draw. So it's like, yeah, I just don't think anything happened. Now everyone's veto takes Melody off the block. Are we? Like Drew's just going home. Like I guess like I don't know, Drew wins Blockbuster and maybe something weird happens at that point, but it probably is just like Taylor going home. It's like I think this week's kind of just a lost cause at this point. Again, just hoping for next week will be better. Could be the bride, yeah, but it's like that doesn't do anything. um, I want to know the winner of Devil's Plan season 3. When did it film? Didn't it film a long time ago? I thought, um, like at the beginning of the year or something. Anyway, is Drew in the coin? There's no point in voting in the capsule anymore because all the powers are trash. I agree, but they're still gonna do it. Is it airing? I have no clue. I would suspect end of this year, maybe, or maybe next year. No, maybe next year. I'm trying to remember Devil's Plan season 2. When did that air? Quarter 4. Okay. I'm generally trying to remember. I don't remember when Devil's Plan season 2 even aired. Like it was last year though, right? Was it like mid last year? Isn't this kind of a quick turnaround for? Wasn't this like season 1, season 2 gap bigger? Wow. D could get the clown costume. Sure. It would be very funny if D ended up getting a punishment. Drew's winning Blockbuster and Taylor can go because she'll be manipulated and not putting up right corner. I'm probably, yeah. I mean, like, I think the ideal is Lala goes this week. Like, I think she's the person that's like bringing absolutely nothing to the table. But yeah, truth be told, yeah, it probably is a spot where Taylor's probably the most like moldable of the like other side. I mean, like, well, Drew and Bear, but like of the people that aren't even like attached to them at all, I feel like Taylor's the most moldable because she's like really close to Kamu now. The mystery competitor we're talking about, it's decent. Like I mean, like if we're talking about like power-wise, it's, like, fine. If we're talking about, like, fairness-wise, I think it's really good. It's not quieter than usual in today's video. Yeah. And to be fair, that's intended, because, like, usually I'm too loud. I think it was this one, though, right? Was it the second week or Hall of Fame? One of them, it was, like, maybe a little bit too soft, but, like, I would rather it be too soft than too loud. Is the competitor likely to be? Probably, like, Morgan or something. I don't know. Someone in LA, because they're not going to waste the money to... Especially in a spot where, like, they have the bank on them having one around for 6 weeks or whatever. Like they're not gonna, like, they can't, like, yeah, it's gonna be difficult to, like, fly them out last second, right? The show up, because, like, they don't even know that the power's gonna be used. So yeah, it has to be someone in LA, like, it has to be a local, which I feel like Morgan feels the most practical of those. Like, they're not gonna pick Vince, right? Like, obviously, Vince is, like, decent at competitions, but, like, I don't feel like you look at Vince as, like, a comp piece. I don't think, like, you use the mystery competitor power, and you're like, man, I really wish Vince was competing for me. It's not gonna be fucking Ashley. Like, Ashley would be genuinely a waste. But yeah, I think Morgan makes sense. I'm generally trying to think of who else lives in LA that would be an option. Like, I doubt they're going to reuse Casey, but you never know. Yeah, generally, like, I don't know who else lives in LA. That would be a good choice. They're not going to fucking pick Verbena. What the fuck are we talking about? They're not going to pick Elisa. Does Mackenzie live in LA? Mackenzie's an option if she lives in LA. I don't think she does, though, does she? Well, she, like, recently moved there. Dr. Will finally wins a comp, yeah. Imagine they pick Boogie. They should pick Joe Hunter. I'd love to see Joe Hunter on Big Brother. Bowie Jane, yeah, clearly. I mean, like, I think the obvious pick would be Jag if Jag lived in LA, but Jag doesn't live in LA, so it's like likely not Jag then. I think Morgan feels like the most viable. Again, like, none of these people are getting fucking picked. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna start working on the play ranking. There was one comment from last time, but it's not. I don't know what the comment was literally. What was it? Andy and Caroline are 6th and 7th place, which is like, yep, that is the thing that they are. So yeah, I don't know what the intention of that comment was. Either way, all right, yeah. Actually work on the play ranking. Michael Scoopin, Mikey Scoopin. Where's Mikey Scoopin amongst the alphas of Big or fucking Survivor? God damn it. That was you? Like, what was that comment? Why'd you post that? Like, what does that mean? Either way. Oh, 6, 7? That's what we're talking about? Cool. Great. Either way. Scoopin and Jervis. I think they're in the GOAT tier. I think around Philip Shepard. Final H4 HOH's Wheel of Fortune. What the fuck does that mean? Like, what is that? Genuinely, what does that mean? Final 4 HOH's Wheel of Fortune. Michael. I don't think that. I think they would rather have Morgan than Michael. Who's higher, Scoopin or Jervis? I mean, it seems like I did decide on Scoopin over Jervis before. I I don't know. Like, Scoopin's probably, like, a bigger goat on his season. He did have more control, but that was more so in, like, a power goat situation. I still have not watched Game of Blood. I'm still watching Lasers, Black Flag watch or playthrough. After that, I'm gonna watch what was it? Outlast, and I'll probably watch Sparrow Quebec after that. Then I'll probably watch Game of Blood. Oh wait, I just realized something. I never talked about Sinners, did I? I watched Sinners on Friday. That was good. Yeah. Yeah, finally watched it. Yeah, let's see. Jervis, Scoop, and yeah, again, I think they're probably around here. I think they're with Philip and Cass. I not watched one battle after another. There's actual violence in Game of Blood. Well, that's something. Yeah, Scoopin versus Jervis. Like if we're talking about like so like I think Scoopin's. Actually, where did I have them in my runner-up ranking? Actually, I'm gonna look this up actually because I generally don't know. Like who do I have higher? Scoopin or Jervis? This is the runner-up ranking, right? No, this one. Did I have Jervis? So Jervis. Wait, Jervis is. Wait, I just saw him. Where the fuck did he go? Oh, there. Jervis is 29, and we're Scoopin. Oh, I do have Scoopin lower. Okay. Yeah, I'll have Jervis higher than Scoopin then. That's fine. I think I thought it was the opposite for some reason. This is thoughts on Sinners. I think it's very good. I mean, it's a movie that I think took a while for me to really get into. I'll be honest. Like I felt like for the first like 45 minutes, I didn't really give a shit. But then, like once the vampire of it all comes, like starts playing a factor, I think there's a lot of interesting themes around it. Like it being about like the what is the right term? Like how like how essentially like how black people have had to like give up their culture to fit into society. I don't know what the term for that is. But either way, I think there's a lot of interesting themes. I think it's a very well made movie. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. It's a spot where, like, I think genuinely it is probably the best movie I've watched in a very long. Like, again, I don't watch many movies. I think it's probably one of the best movies I've watched in a very long time. But also, again, I didn't love the very very beginning, and it's a movie that doesn't really like mean much to me personally. Or like I feel like Obsession is like more of like my type of movie. Like Sinners is a movie that I very much respect, but it's not like my type of movie. But it's still like it's very good though. But anyway, is this list even close to being finished? I would say 3 or 4 days for this phase, and then I'm gonna redo it again. So this is generally this is what I'm doing right now. So like we're gonna finish this on stream. I have the lists from the previous 2 comb throughs of the tiers and whatever. And then now I'm off stream, which I haven't been barely able to work on. But off stream I'm trying to like do a more like it's kind of a more analytical ranking at this point. It's kind of like actually like structuring people based on like statistics and that sort of thing. So essentially I've created like 4 rankings, and then I'm also going to create a ranking of them based on the average placements amongst all the lists, And then the final phase now is going to be comparing those 5 lists together and then deciding like where we want everything to go. Where I think the bigger, like, I think one of the biggest like difficulties of the list as a whole is just finding out like where, like how much credit to give people for like having a very niche winning scenario. And like how much to give them, like, and like how much to dock for people that like have too high of threat levels. It's like, I think, yeah, it shouldn't be that much. This will be done by the end of the month for sure. Especially if I do this every fucking day. Again, this phase will be done by Wednesday. Like we've been doing about 30 people stream. There's only 130 people left right now. And the end is easy. I know what the top 10 is, or at least top 9, like definitively. So it's like, the end is easy. It's, yeah, I'll be done within the next few days for this phase. In terms of the, in terms of the final phase, I need to finish this version of the list first. So that I have all the lists to compare to. Or I could just not do this version of the list. But also I kind of want to, because I do feel like there's some minor adjustments I would want to make at the bottom, and I want those to be represented. But still. I think credit is fair if we're trying to get, if they were trying to get to that scenario like Cassidy, but not Heather on 41. Maybe. Again, I think intentionality probably is like a thing that, and again, that's what I was talking about earlier, where like I feel like I probably should be giving more credit on this version of the list to people that are playing optimally, people that are like more actively trying to get to their better case scenario, whether or not they win or not. Video has not happened yet. Maybe I'll be honest, I don't even know what I'm doing with that. The shortened version of the Rumo video. I kind of forgot about it, if I'm being honest. It's where, does anyone even care anymore? I don't know if anyone actually cares, like to see the shortened version that isn't like that hasn't already seen it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really need time, genuinely. I don't think I do. Like, because like I have the video that came out today. I have the Hall of Fame video for next week. The midseason power ranking for Big Brother will be the week after that. I guess I could release like the Rumo video the week after that. And then this actually starts at like the tail end of the month. But oh, is even worth my time to make? I already made it. It exists. It's on the membership tier. Like it's been there for like months now. Like, let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have the Making Your Own Gaming actually. That might actually be the 22nd. But yeah, where is it? It's this. It's been there for 2 months now. Yeah, I did see Thanimail released his ranking of every player. Which, yeah, I haven't watched it, but why is include BB1 though? Like, is he ranking them on gameplay? I assumed he was, right? Because I know who the top like tier is. But like, if you are, then why are you including BB1? But anyway, I didn't even land Scoop and Jervis. Yeah, Scoop and Jervis, above or below Philip? I think Jervis above Philip. Scoopin, I actually think there's an argument for below, because like ultimately like Scoopin's first appearance. Well, I guess Scoopin has influence though. Actually, really Scoopin's okay. So like Scoopin's runner-up game on Philippines is actually like probably what Karamoan would have been. Credit Cassandra for staying over Eddie and said, "What the fuck are we doing?" Generally, what the fuck are we doing? And again, I like it then, but like, still, it's like, what are we doing? Like, trying to assess gameplay with BB1. But anyway, but yeah, thank God now there's fucking 3 rankings of every Survivor player on, or every Big Brother player on YouTube. They're all like around 8 hours. I feel like they're all like pretty much the same length. Actually, no, isn't Big Brother Boys actually longer? Now I think about it, Big Brother Boys is like 9 hours, isn't it? Wait, where's this list? Why isn't that coming up? Oh, wait, mine's still longer than anything else? That's something. He ranked more players, right? Dang, his isn't like an edited one, right? It's just like him doing a tier list. Oh, yeah, there's Big Brother Boys. Yeah, 9 hours, all right. But then he does like 2 rankings, right? He does like a likability one, and then he does a gameplay one. But yeah. Oh, he did. Does the Thanima also have likability, or is it all gameplay? Like, were you mentioning that with Big Brother Boy, or were you mentioning that with Thanimo? But yeah. Oh, Big Brother guy. Yeah. Yeah. I think Jervis is here. Or maybe he's higher. Actually, wait. Actually, now I think about it, like Kelly Wigglesworth and Terry Dietz are here. I guess the thing is, like, again, like, this is just staying consistent with the criteria. This is not how it's going to be by the end, but again, that's what where this list is at this point, is like keep staying with the criteria. But like, practically, like, Kelly and Terry are closer to winning than Jervis and Skupin are, right? Like, can Jervis win a final 3 on Blood versus Water? I don't think so. Yeah, it's like I'm struggling to even think of like a realistic final 3 that Jervis can win. And same thing with Skupin. So like I feel like that's the reason they would be here instead of like here, or like these are the people that are like more viably like could win. So yeah, I think I go Jervis here. I'm actually leaning Philip Shepard above Skupin. Because like if we're looking at it again, like I feel like Skupin's runner-up game is similar to Philip's Karamoan game if he didn't get sniped out of the game. While Philip's Redemption Island game, no, actually no, I'll go Skupin higher. Yeah, I'll go Skupin higher. I'll give Skupin fucking credit for Australian knockback, I guess. And that if he didn't get medevac, he might have won. I don't know. At least he would have had a good chance. All right, this tier. Philip Cameron had better pre-merge than Skupin. Yeah. I think Endgame though is what I was expecting from Philip. And I mean, actually, if anything, I guess it's like kind of like a mix of both Skupin's games, isn't it? Like Philip and Karamoan is like Skupin's Australian Outback pre-merge with like Skupin's Philippines post-merge. Which I don't know if that makes it better or worse, actually. Maybe it is worse. I don't know. You're back? Well, almost nothing has changed. Oh no, I just got a bid on something on eBay. Speaking of which, I'm at the point where like I could just do pickup videos every month at this point, considering I'm just like buying way too much shit. Like I did the pickup video in at the beginning of July. It's now beginning of August, and I have like 50 games probably I could do a pickup video for. But anyway, it was you, yeah, clearly. Would Scoopin have gone home if Tendang went to tribal? No, but RC would have. And actually, to be fair, like Scoopin was never in danger. Direct danger, I should say. But that's because they didn't go to any tribals at all. Like, originally it was going to be Lisa if they went to their first tribal. By the time of, like, the third round or so, it would have been RC. But again, like, at that point, if they went to another tribal after RC vote, then Scoopin probably gets voted out there. Could Scoopin have beat Abby in a final 2? I think we just don't know enough. He would get votes. Like, it would be like, again, we'll fucking play it out. Scoopin, Abby. So you have Denise votes Scoopin, Malcolm votes Scoopin, Lisa votes Scoopin, Carter votes Scoopin, and then you have, I think Penner probably votes Abby. Pete votes Abby. Artist votes Abby. Jeff votes Abby. And RC votes... Actually, yeah. Good for Scoopin. Congratulations, Michael Scoopin. You can win a final 2. I don't even think RC's the swing. Like, RC's definitely the... You think RC's voting for Abby? Actually, generally, I don't even think there is a swing. I think it's just the definitive Scoopin win. So yeah, good for Michael Scoopin. You can win a final 2. That doesn't really change much though. Yeah, I think he's still here though. All right, then we got Troyzan, Keith, and Big Tom. So again, the way that I'm kind of approaching this version of the list with returning players is kind of like setting the baseline at what their best appearance was, and then like adjusting it slightly based on the rest of their career. So like with Big Tom's best appearance is Africa, probably. And too far, they're both marginal. Like Endgame. Actually, maybe like for the sake of this list, actually All Stars might be his better one because like he gets the final 5 with a lot of win equity. So like final 5 with a lot of win equity. Where is that? That's... I mean, I guess theoretically that's lower. Well, I think the fact that he does it twice, though, I think is enough to put him up here, right? I think that's somewhat close to this, it's like Kelly Terry tier. Or if just not, like maybe just outright above. The thing that makes me question if he should be this high is that he doesn't have a path to the end. These players are players that had viable paths to the end. Should have gotten to 3 in Africa. Yeah, but like he has no win equity there. So yeah, it's like, or like he has no win equity against like Ethan and Lex, like who wanted to go to final 3 with. So yeah, that's not good. But yeah, his best appearance when he gets to 5 with no path to the end. So I think him being here kind of makes sense. And maybe he's his own tier for now, actually. Then we got Troyzan, who is a GOAT one time. I guess final 3. I don't think he can win. I mean, I guess it's not impossible on Game Changers. But again, it's not like he was trying for scenarios that he could win anyway. And also, like, is there actually, like, it's like, what, him, Michaela, maybe Ty? I don't know. Like, I don't know how, like, he ends up winning that. Maybe him, Michaela, Sarah, actually. No, that doesn't work either. yeah, it's like I don't know how Troyzan wins. Then first appearance is like a fine like mid merge boot, with no path at the end, but I mean generally he's just like Jervis level, right? Like he is kind of just a different version of Jervis. Runner-up game's worse because it's not like Brad ran the game. So I think he probably demonstrated more potential the first time around. I mean, yeah, it's essentially a veto waiting room. We'll see if feeds are up by the time I finish streaming. It'd be kind of insane if we still have a veto winner by the end of this stream. Like, it's not possible, but no. Yeah, wait, Troyzan. I'm going Troyzan, I think below Jervis on this list. Actually, generally, why did I have Troyzan above Jervis to begin with? I guess, like, to be fair, One World's probably better than Jervis's Borneo. But it's like, is that really saying that much? I don't know. It doesn't matter. We'll deal with this later anyway. Keith Nail. Keith Nail probably is closer to here. I mean, Keith Nail's a better Big Tom, right? I guess not necessarily, actually. I guess, like, Big Tom... Like, so Keith Nail... Yeah, how do I describe it? So, like, actually, really, yeah, both of his runs are less... Like, are, like, more turbulent than Tom's, I guess. He's, like, he's never really in a solid majority alliance. Like Tom is on both his seasons, but Tom's always on the bottom of his alliance, which is the issue. But again, he had one season where he had win equity, one that he didn't. Keith's kind of in a spot where, like, he had a lot of win equity on San Juan del Sur. Fuck me, dude. That took way too long. Anyway, he had a lot of win equity on San Juan del Sur. Doesn't beat Natalie, but seemingly beats everyone else, especially by endgame. I mean, like, I don't, like, again, how's he fare against John Mish? I think that's, like, probably a close vote, but still, it's like, Keith has a lot of win equity on that season, has another run where he gets the final five with a decent chunk of win equity. I guess, like, to be fair to Big Tom, I think Big Tom and All-Stars is the bigger jury threat amongst, like, all of their runs. So I would say, like, Tom and All-Stars is the biggest jury threat, and then it's probably Keith San Juan del Sur, Keith Cambodia, then Tom Africa. So, yeah, what do I do with that? Especially because he didn't really have a genuine path to the end on any of his appearances. No one wanted to take him to the end on San Juan del Sur. Cambodia, the only situations where he does get to the end is when he's a goat, or like he wouldn't have won. I think I do lean above Big Tom. I don't know. Yeah, I'm generally not sure. Again, I feel like it's very close between the two. Like, they're very similar style of players. I guess technically, I think I will go Keith for this list. I think it's a spot where, like, Keith came closer to winning San Juan del Sur than Big Tom did to winning All Stars. So I think that's probably the differentiator here. But it's not really that major. Okay, then we got this fucking tier of Chase, Sash, Rodney, and Ryan Ulrich. I mean, I don't know if that's really, like, again, like, we'll never know if Tom could find an idol or not, but yeah. Actually, yeah, fair. The fact that Keith didn't even vote for Natalie. That's actually kind of insane. I kind of forgot about that, actually. Um, and yeah, actually, Keith thought Missy was the bigger jury threat, which is also an insane take to have. But, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm still going to give it to Keith for this one. I might switch it on the final ranking, though. Like, I still think based on this criteria, where, like, it definitely does favor a lot more of, like, how close you were to winning the game, I think I will give the edge to Keith and Tom. But, again, I can see myself changing that for the final list. Actually, I think I'm likely to change that for a final list. Yeah, then we got these. I think these players are moving down. Like, I think based on criteria, these players are below, like, Cass and them, right? Like, these are all, I mean, I guess not necessarily. Like, so, like, the reason they're this high is that they're all, like, finalists / meant to be finalists in Rodney that played, like, pretty strong games, but still were kind of goaty to a degree. I guess, like, to be fair to, like, Chase, again, Chase got 4 votes, obviously. It's like, I don't know if I could necessarily say Chase is a goat. So, like, I feel like for this list, like, he might still be towards the top. Sash, though, I think Sash struggles to win a jury vote. He might get votes for sure, but he struggles to win. Then, yeah, Rodney, I feel pretty confident he doesn't win. Like a final 3 at least. And then Ryan, I guess, like, too fair of Ryan, again, like, there was at least a shot. Like, he had one red hot shot. Hannah at 145 feels wrong in what way? Has there ever been an endurance veto comp? Yes, but I would not expect this to be an endurance veto comp. When was the last time they did a nighttime veto comp, actually? I generally don't remember. I know BB24 had one, right? Where, like, they woke them up in the middle of the night to have them do the, it was like a puzzle thing that Monty won, right? But yeah, I don't even remember other, like, nighttime vetoes. These are at the top of the list. I think Ryan and Chase, I think, are here. Sash and Rodney, I feel a lot less. Like, I feel like they're a lot further away from winning. But I guess too fair Sash, like, you could say, and I guess really both of them, you could say that they were unlucky with, like, how their games played out. Like, Sash losing his closest allies to a double quit, Rodney losing, or Rodney having Mike's Muty run. But I still don't know how likely they were to win even without that. Oh, did Monty not win that one? Who won that one then? Was it Brittany then? Is that who I'm remembering? Yeah, okay, Brittany. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, too far. I think I just assumed Monty wins every endgame comp because I remembered it was, like, in the endgame stretch. But anyway, So yeah, again, I think Chase is up here. I mean, like, it's a spot where, like, I still don't know if I have 100% faith he, like, for sure wins Chase, Sash, Holly. But I feel pretty good about it. To where, like, if that is the case, then yeah, he's up here. Ryan, I think is less than Chase, especially because, like, I don't even know if he wins the, like, I got, he's an option to win between him, Devin, Chrissy, but, like, he's not even necessarily winning. But still, I think both of them are definitely here. I think there's a genuine argument that Sash is also up here. These players have strong navigation and tried to play optimally. Yeah, I guess that's a fair aspect of it too, right? Is the fact that they did, like, all of them were trying to go for their optimal final threes. Um, yeah, it's like okay. I think Sash, I'm willing to go here and probably actually have him above Ryan. I'm still unsure on Rodney just because I don't think Rodney can win. Like, I think there's at least like worlds where you can like see a Chase Sash Ryan win. I don't know if I ever see a Rodney win. Um, so I feel like that puts him closer to like Andy and Caroline. Um, actually, I guess Too Fair is Ryan that different from that too? Because he also would have had Argue's Way at the end. Um, but I guess like no, actually no. Yeah, okay. I guess it's slightly different because like Andy and Caroline at the time they were voted out were looked at as goats, where Ryan wasn't. Um, I mean, kind of. Yeah, he wasn't, but like he was looked at as a goat, but like he actually wasn't a goat though. Where like Andy and Caroline actually were goats at the time they were voted out. Um, um, let's see. I think I'm gonna have Rodney lower. I think I am gonna have Rodney lower. I just again don't really believe Rodney had a genuine chance to win this season. Um, and for him being like a one-time player and whatnot, it's just like I just don't think there's enough there from Rodney. Where like Ryan, Sash, and like Ryan and Chase, like there's legitimate like winning scenarios there. Sash, like you can argue like the like double quit if it all like factors in there. Um, Rodney is just like I don't know if there was even a like who. What is Rodney's winning scenario? Because like with Sash, it's like Sash beats Kelly and Anyanka. Like that again, he got screwed out of not having that situation. With like Rodney, it's like what final three does he win? Even like Dan, Rodney, Will. It's like I don't even know if he wins that. Um, yeah, it's like I'm debating if that even matters on this list. That Rodney, or like that matters like that much at least. Like I feel like with this. Hmm. Mm, I think he is above Scout, right? I think I might lean there. Like he controlled more of the votes, but I think the fact that I just do not really see a viable winning scenario. But I guess like Scout had a that's not really consistent though, is it? Who's next? Like who's in the next tier? I know people are probably moving down. Yeah. So like Dan Foley and Will Sims are there. I feel like I have to put Rodney here to stay consistent. Yeah, because like I think at the end of the day, it's gonna change anyway, and I do think Rodney will move back up. But like again, like I think at this point, this list should just be a list of like yeah, like of what we've been doing. Because like again, at this point, this is more so used as like a benchmark of like how the list can look more so than like how the list will look. But yeah, these players are moving down. We got Candace, Brenda, Zeke, Shan, and Q. Which I think in general, Candace and Brenda feel like they probably should move down anyway. And probably Zeke too. And probably Shan too, to be honest. Q might still be like somewhere amongst this range in the final list. I don't know. Like Candace, like best placement is like what's her best game? Her best game's probably like generally what is her best game? Like I guess Cook Islands? I have no fucking clue. You're telling me these aren't borderline top 100 players? I know. Yeah. Andrew Savage isn't going to be in the top 100. We'll see. I guess actually, Andrew Savage might still actually remain high on this. I think about it because, like, I guess theoretically he does come somewhat close to winning. Actually, I don't know. I think Andrew Savage maybe moves. Well, like we'll get to it later. Yeah, Candace, her best appearance is like 8th place, but she can't win on both the times she gets 8th place. So that's pretty bad. She is like a fairly consistent player. Like I think she's gonna make it deep more times than not. But again, that's not what this list is anymore. So yeah, Candace kind of sucks on this list. Genuinely, like, is Candace? I feel like Candace might be closer to like Abby Maria on this list. Like, is there how she's like drawing dead jury wise? Abby Maria even makes it deeper than Candace. Just Cass. I think there's like I think for this list there's even a difference there because like at least Cass can get to a final 3. Like considering Candace is this massive goat and can't even make it deep. Like I think that's really bad for this list. At least people want to take Abby Maria far. I mean, people want to take Candace far on Cook Islands. Not necessarily here as villains, but like where's Abby on this? Like Michaela is here. I don't think that's a terrible comparison either. I forgot was Abby above or below that tier? I think below, if I remember right? Where's Abby? Oh, there she is with Nyanka. Yeah, I feel like I guess to be fair to Candace, Candace has like 2 deep runs though. When does it say Candace is looked at as a Draco? She says one. Yeah, that's fair. Maybe Alicia Calloway. I kind of see Alicia Calloway potential there from Candace. Like a multi-time goat. I guess too fair. Like actually, Australian Up actually wasn't a goat, but like still, she had no chance of winning that season either way. Dude, how low is it there? But I think I could argue. I mean, again, this doesn't matter. Like, yeah. But either way, it's like I do feel like that feels appropriate. Let me see if there's like, is there another like, is there a person higher than her here that only got the final 8 and was also a goat? I guess like Will Wall to a degree. And Gabby, I guess like right there literally is. So maybe that is a sign that she should be like a tad higher. maybe I go with this tier. Maybe I just put her with the Eric, James, and Joe. Or is there a world where I just like put her with the goats, but just at the bottom of the goats? No, I don't think that really makes much sense either. I mean, but I guess with like Will and Gabby. No, actually, no, never mind. That doesn't really make sense. Do I buy the Drew theory about getting the coin and not playing it? If he did, then what the fuck is he doing? What is this? Seems there's so if you get tapped out. Yeah, that's yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm too for BB27 didn't follow diversity mandate though. But I don't know. I just feel like I think having like Kamu, Haley, like sort of people in this season is definitely the cause of this like feeling. Can Drew even play it yet? He could have if he got it. Like if he got it this week, he could have played it. It'd be a pretty quick turnaround though. Like he would have to play it like almost immediately after he got it, but he could have played it. Candace and James make sense, but they're closer to Abby. Yeah, I feel like that's. Yeah, I feel like that feels. And I guess with James, to be fair, like James isn't even necessarily a jury threat. Like I think I go here. And generally, maybe Abby does move up in this world. Like maybe did I not give her enough credit for, or did I? I don't know. Yeah, generally, I think this is kind of fucked with some of these like bad returnees. Or maybe they should be higher, but also I don't give a shit enough to fix it because we're going to do another phase anyway. I mean, I feel like Candace actually probably makes more. Maybe not actually. Maybe Candace here does make more sense than the other way around. I think James here. Or do I just leave James where he is? Like, it doesn't really matter that much. Again, like, I mean, it is 50 spots, but like, yeah, I think in retrospect, James should be below Joe. At least. Because at least Joe was like a massive jury threat. James wasn't necessarily. I don't think James, like, so, like, looking through James's runs, it's like, he wasn't a massive jury threat, but he also wasn't necessarily a goat either. It's like, I'm trying to think of, like, who does he, like, in Survivor China? It's like, what are his winning chances there? It's like, I don't know if he beats, like, Todd. Amanda's weird because, like, Final Tribal of it all, but, like, naturally, I would not think he beats Amanda. I mean, dang it, China's jury is just weird, actually. Like, it's just a weird, like, it doesn't really feel like there's, like, a solid consensus there. Micronesia, I would say he also is not particularly likely to win that. Um, in his top 20 easily or 25. I mean, I think she is, or at least close. You know what? I don't really, generally, I don't really care that much. I'm just gonna put Candace here. Doesn't really matter. I'll put Candace in this tier, and I'll probably just leave James where he is. Why not? And then we got Brenda. I think Brenda. So, like, in comparison to Candace, Brenda is more likely to win a jury vote in Karamoan. Not like, not like the most likely or anything, but like she can win. Like if she's at the end against like Eric and Sherry, it's like she probably wins. Or even Eric and Eddie. It's like again, she's probably what the third biggest jury threat by the time she's voted out. It's like that's something. It's better than Candace, who can't win at all on either of her seasons. And I guess you can like argue. Nah, actually, can you argue she had a path? Did she have a path on that season? Not really, right? Especially without Dawn. She doesn't really have a path in Karamoan, but Nicaragua is like a better like game in terms of agency, but it's also like one where she makes a massive target herself by final 10. I think my first instinct is to go to like a spot where she is a like 6th place jury threat, which is probably, where's that Grant tier? It's like somewhere around here, right? Even they were like 1 round away. I would say like bare minimum, she's like somewhere around here. But when taking into account her second season, or like her other appearance, because technically that's based on her Karamoan appearance, she. I mean, I think the fact that I actually think with the returning players, I think if they have 2 deep-ish runs, and one of them was a spot where they had a lot of win equity, I think that probably does put them in this category. I think that's kind of what feels right. To like, she's a 2-time player. Like, I feel like she's probably in this like Kelly Wigglesworth tier. Is my read on it. I mean, I guess for Kelly Wigglesworth actually got to the end. Actually, maybe not. I guess actually, yeah. Kelly Wigglesworth and Terry Dietz were we're closer to the end game. Like Brenda's only 6th place. Maybe Eliza level actually. Like obviously Eliza made the 4. But yeah, I think maybe Eliza level. Like a middling, one performance that was kind of like middle of the pack, the other one like later into the game with win equity but can get to the end. I think I'll give her this. Zeke, Zeke's probably just lower. Again, like best, like so. Measure X had a lot of win equity, but gets booed at final 9. Game Changers just weird to assess at all, but makes the final 10. Still like neither run there, a deep run with win equity. So I would lean towards moving him down. Maybe somewhere in this range, possibly even lower. I mean, then again, I guess like Zeke's a consistent middle gamer. Which I mean, I guess to be fair, like so is like Debbie Wanner, and she's like way lower, but um but I feel like Zeke's better than Candace. Like Zeke could at least win. If he got to the end, Candace can't, and they both got taken out like mid game. But yeah, I'm not sure where to put Zeke actually, because like I think if we're just going on, like I think there's like an argument he's here. I've not been following Hamster Watch. Like I follow Hamster Watch, but I have not been looking at her post. Yes, feels too low. Like it's largely based on the fact that she just can't win either of her like deep appearances. And again, like this is not where she's going to be on the final list. Like on the final list, she will be higher than this at least. I don't know if she'll be as high as what she was before we moved her down just now, but like she will be higher than this at least. But like I feel like for this list, it feels appropriate. I think if anything, there's probably like other people that are probably too high. Like I think James might be a little too high, but I don't know, whatever. But like I think Candace being here as a multi-time player that could not make it past Final 8 and was a GOAT both times, I think this feels fine for that. Or at least the people above her are people that like got closer to the end, or yeah, I guess that's like a point there. Is that without bottle twists, like she could have gotten to the end. First two appearances were lightning in a bottle, but he can never win after that. Who are we talking about? Oh, Russell we're talking about? I don't know. We'll get to Russell. I would not have Russell in top 25. I don't think, no matter what the criteria is. But anyway, I feel like Zeke having win equity feels like makes it feel like he should be higher. Maybe I do go around that like Joe. Where was that tier? The Joe James other person tier here. Like probably lower based on the fact that he was further away from the end. Zeke made the single digis on his first appearance, and by that I mean literally 9. But yeah, generally this is so sad. The thing I'm actually most excited for in Survivor 51 is to get the confessional of the single digis. I can't wait. I'm going to be applauding when that happens. I'm just so excited. Yeah, where's Candace again? I think I'm going to keep her here for this list. And I think it feels okay to me. It's like, yeah, if we want to give her credit for bottle twist, like maybe she should be like, I don't know, like where? Like, you know, fuck it. I'll move fucking Candace, I guess. I'll move her because of the bottle twist. Drop the 5, keep the single digis. Yeah. If someone doesn't say that on the season, we were robbed. Okay, like even taking the bottle twist into account. So like at that point, she's a worse version of this. Because like these are people that like could have won. I guess for Adam Gentry is right there. But again, we played out a situation where Adam Gentry could win. Thank God there's one situation that Adam Gentry could win. Where like Candace, I generally don't think Candace could win like either way. Um, um, so it's like she's a multi-time GOAT, but she at least makes Final Two in this world, or like she could make Final Two. Like I think on this criteria she's worse than Wu, or is she? Maybe I do have her with Wu actually. Yeah, fuck, I'll move her with Wu. Young Wu Wang. I think it's weird that Rick is so willing to let Drew go. I would not if I was him, but I at least kind of get it in the sense that they just look at Drew as a dangerous player. And I think from his mind, it's like, well, once the dangerous players are gone, we're just going to steamroll. Which, like, maybe. I think the problem, like, from Rick's point of view, especially, is that, like, I think that's minimizing like the threat that like Mallory can be and like Melody, like those sort of people can be if they like win power. To where like, yeah, Drew is probably like the most dangerous player on the other side, but he still is like short term with you, and especially with Rick Devens in particular. Where yeah, I just don't think it really makes much sense for oh no. That thing. I have to watch that Haley or Chuck won the veto. Well, that's fucking depressing. Let's see. Again, this is the week that keeps on giving. Unlike Yash. I don't see that, do I? I don't see it. Unless it's on like Blue Sky or something. Or back when Yash seemed like a good casting choice. I mean, to be fair, Yash seems like a better casting choice right now than what he did a week ago. So that's something. Generally, just don't think I can like this season. I feel like I can like this season, but I don't think it's heading down a good path. Did I move Candace? Oh, I moved her there. All right, that's fine. Whatever. We're done with that. Shan Smith, I think, is just lower. On this version of the list. Again, I think ultimately maybe she'll be around here still. I don't know. I know she'll probably be lower actually, but like I think she'll find a middle ground. I think for this list, she's closer to the where is it? This tier, the Stephen Ram, Carla, Ron, where. Or maybe she's even like a War Dog, actually. Maybe War Dog's even a better parallel for her. Like booted at Final 8. Like doesn't really have a path to the end. Did have a decent amount of win equity and did run a lot of the game before that and does go through a lot of tribals, but still. Maybe I will go here. Oh, fuck me. I cut it wrong. Yeah, I didn't see that post. But yeah. Shan. I think goes somewhere really sniped out of the game. Yeah, I think she's like War Dog, I feel like. Is Dan Foley in the top 150 now? Probably. About to. Thank God. He is a fat guy. It won't stay. Genuinely, I think Dan Foley on the final list would probably be somewhere in like the 200 range. Like, I think in, like, now we've talked fully through Dan Foley, it's like, I think there is credit to give him for the fact that he was playing optimally in the sense that he was trying to go to his best case final 3. But also, it is Dan Foley. And I think you have to dock some points for that still. I blame Derek for his steamroll stuff we're seeing. Sure. Why not? Yeah, then we got Q. Q's interesting. I mean, like, he's probably moving down on this list. Oh, wait, I got another eBay notification. What happened? Oh, it's something I don't care about. That's fine. Dude, I literally have so many bids right now, which is, like, very funny. And, like, it's a lot of stuff that I'm bidding knowing I'm not going to win. But I still bid just in, like, maybe there's a chance. Maybe there's a chance that no one else bids and I win this thing for, like, ridiculously cheap. So I'm literally, like, right now, like, have bids on, like, 70 items. And I'm only winning, like, not even 10. But I've been having fun doing that, of, like, looking up latest auctions and just bidding, like, really lowball offers on shit and then just not getting them by the end. But still. I've gotten a couple good things, though, generally. I don't know if good, but, like, a couple decent deals. So, that's something. If anyone cares whenever I do the pickup video. Generally, I might do it one a month at this point. I don't know. We'll see. It's either that or do a Wii video. I think first thing I do after I'm done streaming every night is I'll spend a night to record, either a pickup video or the Wii collection video. One of the two. And then after I get back to playing games. Credit him for being an adopted child. He is. Yeah, that's why he's at number 151. Again, that is adding. It's all part of calculus. Yeah, Q. I mean, like, Q's first appearance, like, it's a fairly dominant run. I shouldn't say that. It's a fairly dominant, like, early game, I guess. A very sloppy end game. They'll get to the final 6 with, like, probably no win equity, but not impossible, I guess. I mean, like, if there was a final 2, I think he probably wins. Final 3, it's like, I don't know, maybe he can squeak out the votes in some, like, really niche situation, but, like, it's not looking great. Then he comes back, plays, like, a decent game there, but, like, it's obviously cut short. Yeah, what do we do here? Like, it's a spot where, like, he's still, like, booted at Final 6 despite being a GOAT. Or, like, looked at as a GOAT. His second appearance is, again, a boost. But I don't know how much of a boost it really is. I feel like I'm leaning, like, somewhere around here. Like, in that James Clement tier. For this version of Q. Yeah, Dan Foley just made top 150, thank God. I think it'll be fun. Like, I actually, like, generally at this point, I'm actually kind of interested in how this version of the list plays out. Just because I kind of want to see, like, where people like that land on this version. And now that we're actually putting this list together, I actually think this is like an interesting criteria for a list. Again, this is not the criteria I will ultimately use for my list, but I do think this is actually like an interesting criteria to see like a list formulated in this way of like very much, especially by the top, like structuring it by like in a more like analytical way of like who is the closest to winning, at least for the people that like didn't win. And then I don't know, like I don't know, I am interested in seeing how this version of the list plays out, even though it's not what the final list is going to be. But where's the Joe tier again? Down here. Like generally he's probably lower than this even. I mean, I guess like his first appearance is like somewhere like in this range probably. Like just his first appearance is probably like, yeah, like around here. And then like the slight boost from second appearance. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking like in this tier with all these other like returning players that have kind of like mixed legacies. Though he did at least get the final 6. So I think he's above James, who only got 7, I guess. Oh. Imagine Dan Foley being a part 13 player, yeah. Can't wait. I like how this isn't the final list anymore, yeah. Generally, I'm just never finishing this. Like, I'm just making excuses to never finish this. I actually don't want to finish this. I actually never intended on finishing this video. And this was all made up to begin with. Haha. I tricked you into thinking I would actually rank every Survivor player. How crazy do you think I am? I did find that very funny though, literally with the was it Derek's tweet today about Athena list of like, oh, the dedication it must take to make a 7-hour ranking or whatever. It's like, yeah, sure. Like, again, just wait for my 19-hour ranking. I will say that is the one thing that is like kind of like, I'll be honest, like with the Athena ranking coming out today, and the fact that it's obviously getting a lot of attention, which like obviously fair, but like I think that is the one thing that like kind of bothers me is the notion that like Twitter's acting as if like he's the first person to do this, which like I'm not even claiming I'm the first person to do this because I technically wasn't even the first person to do it, but like because like Big Burboy technically released his before mine, even though I probably accepted it before he did, but either way. But like I think that's the one thing that's like kind of like it's not like Athena was like the first person to do this, but anyway. Just enjoy streaming every day for hours, clearly. Start promoting my big videos. I'm just not into that shit. That's just not who I am. Jenna Lewis is probably up here. Maybe. I don't know. She had a winning scenario in All-Stars, though doesn't go to it. But she is a 2-time player with a winning scenario. On a season that she almost got to that scenario to a degree. I guess like she's actually maybe more Kelly Wigglesworth-esque. Because like I am under the belief I don't believe she actually wins All-Stars against Boston Rob, which is what she was trying to do. So yeah, it's like I feel like actually no. These players were playing more optimally, trying to get to endgame situations that they had at least a shot in. Jenna, in my view, is not playing optimally. So I think that puts her closer to here. With like Wigglesworth as like a player that had like, I mean, I guess with Wigglesworth though, even though she was playing optimally. So maybe that's even like Eliza, I guess. Yeah, is that more of an Eliza placement then? like had a winning scenario that she wasn't trying. Credit her for speedrunning Survivor 50. Yeah. Did Sandra want to cut you up 3? I don't think we know definitively. Taylor above Casey's questionable? Yeah. I saw that he had Taylor fairly high. Vanessa is here above Hayden and Chelsea's a choice? Yeah. I don't know if 50 does much in this version of the list. Because, like, I think it's a spot where she has her All-Stars appearance and the notion that she's a returning player, which I think puts her here. I think her Borneo game is fine, especially for the time. And then her 50 game is bad, but I think it kind of evens out with her Borneo game to where I think ultimately, like, I kind of just land her here. Like, yeah, I heard Morgan was also very high. Yeah, Morgan above Rachel is pretty insane. And then Kimmy Kappenberg. Kimmy was Kimmy had a lot of win equity on Cambodia. You can argue she was screwed out of the game at the final 6. And she was playing, I don't know if optimally is the right term, but at least was like fine. Like she was going to make a move that could have gotten her to the end. Technically I think she should have made that move earlier. But she finally did make the move. And I think you give her credit for that. But then her other appearance is pretty bad, though, is kind of an issue. Asher was number 20. Morgan was 18. I think that's insanely high for both of them. But, yeah, I don't know. Morgan at 18 is insane, generally. And I really like Morgan, like both on the show and off the show. But Morgan 18 is insane. Kind of first season was a completely different person. Yeah, that's fair. I've heard about his list. I haven't actually watched the video, and I don't know. I always have a tough time watching videos that are like similar to my. Again, that's why I'm saying, like, I kind of realize that I think I'm just Jeff Probst. In the fact that, like, yeah, I can't watch reality TV videos anymore, just because, like, yeah, it's like obviously it's like just feels so reminiscent of mine, and like not reminiscent is probably not the right term, but like just like. This is like what I'm already consumed in every day anyway. To where like, do I really need to like watch another person's opinions of something I have defined opinions of? It's like, I don't know. To where, yeah, I don't know if I'll actually watch his video, but I don't know, maybe someday. That was fucking Jeff Probst. I am fucking Jeff Probst. I was going to try to add a Joe Hunter reference in there. I don't know how I could have gotten that. Thank God Matt Williams Nation is here. You should change your username. You should change your username from Waluigi to Matt Williams for Smash. Can't just watch people be wrong. Generally, that is like part of it. Like, obviously not actually be wrong, but like that is part of it. Like, in the fact that, like, I have very well-defined opinions of it, and, it's like, do I really need to hear opinions that I know are going to be different than mine, when, like, I already have, like, a full scope of what the opinions are? Like, it's, like, kind of like it's just, like, a similar thing with, like, The Last of Us Part 2 at this point, where, like, I can't bear watching Last of Us Part 2 video at this point, because, like, there's so many of them that are just wrong. But yeah, so many of them are just like very different from my opinion, to where like I don't need like to hear this at this point. Like I already know what the opinions are. I don't need to fucking like hear this person talk about how like it's lazy writing and just boring psycho violence. And then what was the other, and also Assassin's Creed stuff too. Like when like someone talks about like makes a video about how great Assassin's Creed Odyssey is. It's like, yeah, I don't need to watch that. I think I'm better off not. Um anyway. Um I mean, did he have Eddie McKee in the top 50? Did he actually? Generally that would actually be the thing I'm the most interested in watching is his opinions on BB1 players. Because I generally want to know how he talks about it. Because I don't understand. But yeah, I don't know. Which star player would I compare Jason BB28 to? Chris Noble's not a terrible comparison, actually. I don't know. Who else would there be on Survivor? It's like a like leader figure that was like kind of always in the minority and was like kind of bad. I don't know. He gave Will credit for being the first person. Oh, we're talking about Will Mega? Cool. Also voted out the second they weren't immune. Yeah. Yeah, generally Chris Noble's a pretty decent comparison. Yeah, where are we at? Kimmy Kappenberg. Like she's somewhere up here. I think consistency-wise, she's probably here. But I think it could be argued. I mean, generally she could be, maybe she's like here. Like, it's a spot where if we're just taking her Cambodia game into account, she probably is here, right? So, like, why would she not be? Like, I think it's like a, like, kind of part of it in my head is like she's a two-time player, so like maybe she should be closer to other two-time players, but like her first appearance is just like not the same event like as like she would be like now. I don't know, it's just like a very different person, very different player, and I feel like her second appearance is kind of this. So I think I might as well just put her with this. Like I think I might as well put her with like Brett, Pascal, Janet. I think that's kind of where she feels. And I'm leaning like above Janet. I think like Janet was like had a rougher endgame path. Like Kimmy came closer to having one at least. Where like Janet, like I don't know, like Janet did have one, but like it was perpetuated by Dan Spilo getting ejected. Where Kimmy didn't have that. So I think I'll go with this. Start crediting Sonya for that. I mean, to be fair, Sonya is way higher than I thought she would be. Like Sonya's where again? Like, I remember like she's like one of the higher first boots at this point. Where is she? I mean, still not that high, obviously, but like, it's yeah, there. 648. Because I guess I'm giving her credit for having Kelly Wigglesworth and Stacy wanting to keep her. So that's something. Which I think I will keep that logic for the most part. I don't know. I don't remember where she was on this version.
Fuck!
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the follow. I love that. Genuinely, again, it is a genuine jump scare, but like also it's very funny. Like I do just generally find it funny. Gun in my head. Could Julie name everyone from BB2? No, I think she can name like half. Feeds back. Okay, we'll see who won. Sam Phelan. Yeah, Sam Phelan follows me. So I see Drew doesn't have the veto necklace on, right? I don't know. I'll just wait for people to say who won the veto. Was it Taylor? Anyway, okay, another eBay notification. Oh, okay, that doesn't matter either. Melody? Yeah, it's fine. Not like 100% ideal, but it's fine. Yeah, I'm trying to see on Twitter. I think like Mallory would have been the ideal, right? In this spot. Like Mallory wins, then Drew wins Blockbuster is probably the ideal. A Nom one. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. I think Mallory winning would have been. Wait, was Mallory picked? I think Mallory was picked, right? I'm not making that up, right? Yeah, Mallory was picked. Yeah. Yeah, I think Mallory would have been the better win, but yeah, we'll see. I didn't watch Athena ranking, but I've heard things about it. Taylor won. Okay. What does that do? So Taylor wins. Renom's probably like Mallory, right? Like maybe Lala or Lyric. Yeah, I don't know, Lyric. Why are they putting up Lyric? Is it a pawn? Like I know that like Kamu was pitching that or whatever earlier, but like, what is the logic of Lyric? How's Taylor winning worse? I mean, I just think it's a spot where, I mean, for Taylor probably isn't worst case scenario, but like, I don't think this shakes up anything for the Drew of it all. Like, I think Drew's just going home if he doesn't win any. Like, again, it's just a spot where like this doesn't really shake up anything. I don't think Drew's been that good, but I also don't know if we've really seen him try yet. I mean, the question is, does Drew even have a power? Oh, the veto Mickey won. Interesting. Happy they brought that back. That was fun. Moving on to Carolyn and Chrissy, who I think are in the GOAT tier. It'd be very funny if Drew got the half not pass. Actually, wait. I just realized what would have happened if they had mystery competitor for this competition. Like, we did mystery competitor for this competition. Like, that's really stupid, isn't it? Like, at least it feels stupid. Like, imagine they, like, bring in, like, Jag, and it's a fucking, and it's this comp. Like, where at least with Casey, it was, like, something that actually, like, had something to do with her, like, skill set. Like, this is just, like, an entirely, like, crapshooty comp. BB27 Houseguest was hosting. I mean, I would guess like Ashley, Morgan, Vince, 1 to 3. Oh, Jimmy? Oh, you're saying it feels like something Jimmy could host, yeah. I would assume it's someone in LA because it's cheap. I'm trying to remember actually. They did have the fly out Howie, didn't they? Or did they? Maybe they filmed it. Actually, then again, we never saw Howie and Will on the same set. It would not shock me if like Howie filmed it like at some sort of like CBS affiliate in like Alaska or whatever the fuck he is. It wasn't Morgan and Vince. Could be Ashley. I don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot Vincent. Yeah, I forgot about that. Vincent Keanu. Did we ever talk about? I mean, not that it's that relevant, but like, yeah, like, good for Keanu. He's having a kid. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Howie was on location, wasn't he? Yeah. Wait. Yeah, he was there, right? Hosting. Yeah, I'm dumb. Yeah, he was literally there hosting. Why wasn't Will there then? I guess just like Will pre-taped it then. Actually, yeah, that's actually very funny. Yeah, Ashley hosted when Taylor won veto. That is pretty funny. But yeah, yeah, Carolyn I think is just lower. I mean, maybe not actually. Carolyn, I guess, could theoretically win. She was trying to go to the end for Rodney and Will at that point. She probably wins that situation. So I guess maybe she's not that much lower. Maybe she's like scout level. Playing optimally, had a winning scenario at the end. Also wasn't like a big jury threat. Yeah. I think I'll go with that. I don't. No, we haven't gotten to Reba 4 yet. I think Drew and Julie are coming up soon. Like I think they're literally like a couple tiers up. Yeah, there's Drew and there's Julie. So yeah. Is Honor Society real? No. I just said she's rooting for Taylor, but thinks Taylor's boring. Is she rooting for Taylor though? Which alliance would be more powerful, the Reba 4 Brigade? Like we're talking about like across all of reality television, or we're talking about like within a specific season sort of thing. Like I mean, like what would I say is the better alliance? Probably the Brigade. Actually, I don't know. Like okay, it's a spot where like actually no, it is the Brigade. Yeah, either way, it's the Brigade. I was gonna say like the Brigade, maybe not the Brigade because like they weren't loyal to Matt, but like also like the Reba 4 like split by Final 7. So yeah, I would give it to the Brigade. Watch be Riley. That'd be funny at least. Like funny that they think that that's something that they should do. Ashley very much gives rooting for Taylor, so she doesn't. Yeah. Like I saw that Athena Mail released the ranking. I've not watched the ranking, but yeah. Kelly. I mean, who like so Mickey won it. Who like actually that's kind of a weird like. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I even love the notion of a BB27 player coming back to host it when like I feel like that competition feels like synonymous with Mickey. Where like it feels weird to have like a BB27 house guest host that competition that isn't Mickey, and like obviously you can't with Mickey, but like I don't know. I feel like just the notion of having a BB27 house guest hosting that specific comp feels a little weird to me, but I don't know. Then the Brigade tried to get Matt out at 8. Yeah, they did. But yeah, the Diamond Power veto. I saw this post about the person complaining about like this is one of the most ass takes I've seen. Which like also it's like I'm pretty sure all the takes that they call ass are takes that I also have. But because like they talk about like why is like Vanessa below Tyler, and like there's like a bunch of ones that I'm like, yeah, those are also opinions I have. Yeah, it's like, yeah, Cody over Danielle Reyes, Paul over Vanessa, Tyler over Vanessa. I'm too Morgan over Rachel. That's pretty insane. Like, that's an insane take. The rest, though, I think are completely fair. Enza over Taylor Hale. Yeah, again, I agree with that too. Like, is this? I assume this is in order. Which, again, I think Cody's too low. Wait, I thought I said Danielle. Wait. Oh, no, Cody over there. Wait, Danielle Reyes should be lower. But I don't know. Whatever. This is insane. Generally, I think this is the most insane take to me. Like Morgan at 18 is insane. I think Drew should be higher. Yeah, it's fine, I guess. Like, I obviously I have differences, but it's like whatever. What? Generally, this is the most insane take on the list. Like, this is the most egregious thing here. Like, how is no one talking about this? What? Wow. Wait. Wait, oh my god. I just realized that Robert's in order, too. Oh, no. Why is Robert that high? Yeah, okay. Okay, wait, that's not why I meant to click, but also, And again, obviously, like, there's so many people that would, like, have a similar reaction to my own list, so it's like, whatever. But also, why is Robert this high? Yeah. I'm generally just gobsmacked. Like, Also, yeah, well, again, I don't know why we're adding BB. What are we doing here? But also, yeah, I don't know what to say. Oh, that's not a genuine placement. You can't find Robert. If it is a genuine placement, I'm like, what are we doing? Anyway, yeah, I think Morgan's too high here. Yeah, like outside that's fine. I mean, I think Memphis is actually too low. Yeah, again, it's fine. Yeah, again, I think Taylor's too high. Morgan's definitely too high. Ashley's probably like a tad too high. I don't know. Enza's probably a tad too low. I think Danielle's probably like a tad too high. Cody's too low. Casey's too low. Like, I don't know. Like Roddy. April's probably too high. Like slightly, not much. But I don't know. Like outside that's fine. Yeah, I mean Hayden's probably too low. Chelsea's like, I don't know. I think this is around where I have Chelsea. Maybe I'll have her above Vanessa, but like, yeah, it's kind of like I think she's like bordering top 10, but not necessarily top 10. What's the explanation for Will and Nicole over Cody? Yeah, that I don't get. I don't think, like, to me it's like I don't even think there's an argument that I can think of that of why Will should be higher than Cody. Like if Will was higher than Nicole, I'll be like, okay, yeah, sure, why not? But again, like Will higher than Cody, I'm like, yeah, I don't think there is. I mean, I used to have Hayden like 5 or something. Did I like 4 or 5 or something? I think right now I settled on like being like 7 or 8. But yeah, if he's 12, it's like, yeah, that's fine too. I really don't care that much. I stand about having Danielle 11, Chelsea 10. I would probably still agree with that. I would say Chelsea's better than Danielle Reyes. I think Danielle Reyes is definitely the more like important player to Big Brother history, and like, if anything, probably one of the biggest game changers in the show's history. Like, I think she probably should be on the Mount Rushmore of the show. But like is she a top 10 player? It's like, borderline. Chuck was 2nd place. Well, thank God Chuck's good at competitions. That'll definitely be important down the road. Generally, it might be. Derek on Mount Rushmore. I don't know. I think if my current, like, my gut instinct right away is that Mount Rushmore. Wait, I'm dumb. I was on the right screen to begin with. My gut instinct right away would be like Mount Rushmore is Will, Dan, Janelle, Danielle. Would be like my initial instinct. But I think Derek and Rachel are like the two that probably have the argument there. I would say Rachel wouldn't be in it before 27. I think post 27, it's like maybe. I feel like only one of Janelle and Rachel, though, personally. I feel like they kind of fulfill like a similar like role. So yeah, it's like maybe replace Janelle with Rachel, but I don't know. Like Janelle's like still like probably the biggest like casual fan favorite in the history of the show. I mean, yeah, Rachel's better at the game, but like that's not what the Mount Rushmore is. Again, the Mount Rushmore is like the players with the biggest legacies. It's like I would lean like obviously Will and Dan kind of have to be there, and then generally I would go Janelle. I think I would go Will, Dan, Janelle, Danielle personally. I had Rachel at like 18 or something. Yeah, 18. I guess I had Hayden 7. Which, yeah. I think it's hard to say there's a player more iconic to BB than Rachel. I think Janelle is. I think Janelle is the biggest fan favorite in the history of the show. Like, even now. Where Rachel's very polarizing, but I don't think people, like, she's one of the biggest characters in the show. She's definitely one of the most, like, important characters in the show, but she's also not loved by casuals. Rachel above Maggie? Yeah, sure. I think I already do, right? Yeah. I think that's fine. Yeah, generally, I feel like, I think Janelle's probably actually, like, I think Janelle's probably number 2. Rachel over Tiffany. I mean, there's an argument, but I wouldn't go for it. Jason Guy's better than Rachel. I don't really feel that strongly about either way. I think Jason Guy is like, he was good for the time, but like he's still like he's still very like honor bound player. It's just that he's honor bound to one player. Like he's very like in a way he's kind of like Parvati-esque in that way, where like I do think he's blindly loyal to his ally. It's just a question, can he beat that ally? Yeah, it's like I feel like Janelle and Will are locks, and I feel like Dan probably is there as a lock. But I feel like Will and Janelle are more of locks, and then it's more of a question who's the fourth. And I would lean Danielle in terms of her importance to the show. The two, I think we're in a spot where like Derek's kind of creeping up there, and then Rachel's obviously just such a big character and like has a big like reality TV career that she's up there as well. I don't think Rachel's the face of Big Brother though. Or a face, okay. I mean, I think Danielle is more important to Big Brother history than Rachel is, but Rachel's probably the person that's known more. Where like generally, I think outside of Will, I think Danielle is the most important person to Big Brother history. But again, she definitely isn't as much of a household name as Rachel Riley is. I think it's way too early for Taylor to be on the Mount Rushmore. Again, we're doing new era Mount Rushmore. She's number one. Like across all of Big Brother history, I don't think there's a shot she's in Mount Rushmore. Why is Eliza over Brenda? Eliza got to a final four that she could win. Brenda only got to a final six. That's pretty much it. Like that's pretty much what this list is at this point. Oh wait, we didn't even move Chrissy. Chrissy. Who did I wait? Who was the other person that's here? Carolyn, right? Did I move Carolyn? Yeah, she's there. Chrissy's even more drawing dead. It's like I kind of want to put her here if like Jervis and Scoopin. And again, her other appearance is kind of middling, so yeah, I think she's in this tier. I'm trying to think of like, is she even better than Jervis in this spot? Liza's taking Chris to the end. I mean, yeah, but Jenna was taking Rob to the end, who I think she loses to also. So it's like I still think that's what this tier is like people that played multiple times, had a winning scenario, but didn't get to that winning scenario, weren't like necessarily trying. Yeah, I saw the sequester thing, which interesting. We'll see how exactly it comes back. I am feeling Jervis over Chrissy for this. I mean, Chrissy was going to be booted over. Like, again, they targeted Chrissy. Well, yeah, I guess, like, properly she hasn't been eliminated. But, like, she would have been voted out anyway. Like, she was the target over Coach. So it's not like she got, like, screwed necessarily. Well, yeah, we've talked about Vito. Morgan was the host? Okay. So people are wrong. I feel like that makes it less likely that Morgan's the what do you call it? The mystery competitor then. Who is the mystery competitor then if it's not Morgan? Dude, imagine it's actually Vince. Like, that'd be very funny. What is this? Load? There we go. What? I mean, that's kind of funny. It's just that. Dude, imagine like I just post this. Um, that's funny. But yeah. Probably Jag or Keanu. But again, I think it's like a spot where like they would have to fly them out like last second. It's like I don't know if they would be willing to do that. Yeah, maybe I am. I mean, to be fair, I am dying, but everyone is. Um, Again, is Michael Bruner in LA? Like, I guess there's a shot if he is, but it's like I wasn't thinking they were giving a shit about Michael Bruner. I mean, it's not even necessarily just a money thing. It's also like a time thing. Because, like, they don't know the mystery competitor powers can be played until, like, a few hours before the competition. Like, until, like, what? Like, what? Yeah, literally a few hours. I mean, like, obviously, if they do it late like they did today, like, maybe, like, more like 12 hours. But, like, still. It's like a spot where, like, you need to know if the power's being played. Like, fairly, like, close to when the player needs to be there. So it's like it's not really practical to have someone that's like living in like Texas the rush out all the way to LA for the competition. Watch it be Rome. I would not be shocked if it's Casey again at this point. I wasn't thinking so, but if it's definitely not, like, I mean, if we're saying it's definitely not Morgan, which again, it's not necessarily definitely not, but like, I would say this leans towards it not. It would be funny if they just did Casey again. But yeah. Wait, no, that okay, all the wrong things. Actually, Frankie is very viable. I kind of forgot about Frankie, but then again, Frankie's like he's doing like some Broadway show right now, though, right? So maybe not. It's Casey and they do the exact same comp. I can't wait. I did see that. I saw someone post about it. I didn't like look into it myself, but yeah, is Winners at War actually off of Paramount? Because that's bizarre. They lose. Like did they lose? What do you call it? The rights to the Winners at War song. Is that what happened? They get sued by the singer. Yeah, that was also the thing with Frankie. So don't know if they would care about that or not. I mean, they would, but I mean, like, I don't know if that would like ruin like their entire relationship over that. I don't know. They're trying to erase By Shell, clearly. Melody and Mallory are pissed Taylor won. Well, I mean, yeah. I would be too if I was them. Dude, be so generally actually I think it actually makes it funnier if Drew does have the power and like just didn't use it this week. Am I crazy? But isn't Drew targeting the red corner good for the vets? I think the problem is that they don't believe he actually is. Like, I think for them, it's like like, I think for especially Dia and Angela, they're worried that they're targeting them, like, secretly. But practically, yes. Who Drew's third nom be if Haley was safe? I don't know. Like, yeah, it'd be what, Chuck? Actually, he's not even nominating Kamu, though, is he? Like, I don't even know if Drew's nominating Kamu. For, like, I think he probably nominates, like, Chuck and then, like, I don't know. Who's, like, the most expendable people to him? Maybe, like, Yeah, would it just be like maybe even like Lala and Taylor, like Lala Taylor Chuck maybe, which that's a very bad look. But yeah, I feel like that actually feels more practical from Drew if he can't put up Haley. Um, but yeah. Because again, like he has a secret deal with Kamu. It's like, is he really gonna nominate Kamu? Like I get that he wants to take out like Redcorn, we can wet Redcorn, but like I don't think he's actually gonna take a shot at Kamu though. Um, I mean, yeah, he should, especially because Kamu's dropping him like a dime right now. But like, I don't think he would. Um, and again, that's why Kamu's the best player of the season. Um, clearly. Penner. Uh, is Penner? So like Penner, okay, if we're talking about his best season was Philippines, even though that's a rocky road, but like he still gets the final 7 with a lot of win equity and like kind of has a binary choice where if that thing changes, he gets to final 4 theoretically. The problem is that he fucked it up, and also the rest of his career is kind of eh. Um, I kind of want to give him credit for like kind of having that binary situation, though it's still bad that he fucks it up. Like I think he's like, if I give him like, I think naturally he's probably here, but if I give him credit for like coming close to having a final 3 for Lisa and Scoopin, then like maybe he's like closer to here. But I am leaning here personally for Penner for this list. Which again might change. Wait, what the fuck? What did I just do? Okay, I think I was thinking of Penner as like season 25 for some reason. And then yeah, whatever, that's fine. And then Savage. I think Savage is someone that like could be argued to be this high for this list. Like his first appearance is one where like, because like, okay, his first appearance alone would put him with like these style of players, the like kind of screwed over, maybe win if this thing didn't happen, this twist didn't happen. Like he's closer to here, but like he also has a second run where he's also eyed out of the game. And I guess his win equity is not as high on that season. But it's 2 like pretty good runs, all things considered. I think the thing that's like holding me back is that he still doesn't get past like 10th place in his Survivor career. So at least with like these people, they all like tangibly actually get to the end game. But yeah, I am leaning him at least somewhere up here. I think I maybe give credit to the people that like actually made endgame with a lot of win equity over him. But like maybe he's like above Keith, and actually no, that's not really the case either. Yeah, maybe he's okay, I think he's like at least here. And debating if he's higher. It's kind of like Chrissy getting raw deals in both, but also Chrissy wasn't gonna win though. At least with HHH. Where I think Savage is way more likely to win Pro Islands
than Christy was ever to win HHH. Yeah, generally, I saw the pictures of like Haley that were like on her like LinkedIn or whatever. It's like she looks like a completely different person. Like I don't know how long ago that was, but like yeah, she looks like so much younger than what she does now. I still can't believe I'm fucking 2 years older than Haley. Like, how is that the world I'm in? 2024, so that was 2 years ago. So what, she was like 27. Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm gonna put him here. Actually, I feel like Savage. He still doesn't make Endgame, and like on any of his actual seasons, it's like he theoretically should have on both of his seasons, but he doesn't. So I kind of feel like he feels like the middle ground between the people that could viably win and the GOATs. So I feel like he's like right in the middle of that. I think he's like the bridge between that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put him there. We've gone through 20 people so far. That's pretty decent considering I started stream late, right? Yeah, only 2 hours in the stream. That's a lot of people. Fuck is this tier? I think Corinne's moving down on this list, right? And like maybe she's moving down in general, but like she's definitely moving down on this list. Courtney, like maybe she could be up here. I mean, like I don't know if Courtney I don't know if Courtney wins, but Courtney obviously gets a lot of votes. Or like gets some votes. Sierra. Sierra might be in this range, like somewhere in this range. This is getting what? Rick said Angela's annoying him a lot. Oh no, I can't believe that Angela would come off as annoying. Was there a list metric about? There wasn't like a defining thing necessarily. It's just like kind of more balance between like I think with this we're heavily favoring towards like the games they played more so than like this holistic view of them, where I feel like this is kind of like adding in like potential like that sort of like kind of like more arbitrary things, but I think some of it should still matter. And this is just like two different versions of that. Yeah, I think Corinne's definitely moving down. Like Corinne, I actually don't think isn't like it's like kind of one of these cases where Corinne actually is like a pretty like polarizing player, but she's actually not that bad like in action. Like I think she actually plays pretty optimally strategically on really both her seasons. Which one's better? I think it should be a mix of the two. Like that's why I'm doing the final like phase after this. Is kind of like to kind of find the happy medium between the two lists. I think structurally I agree with the old list more, but I do think there are definitely some takeaways from this list that should also be implemented. Yeah. It is funny that so she works with like some sort of medical company, right? But is anti-vax, but it's also like not. Yeah, I don't know what kind of company that is. I mean, still, people still don't love Corinne out there. I mean, like like Sugar, like still out even outside of Confessional, still hated Corinne. Like she still didn't like treat the not the other people, the Fong people, like particularly great. It's like she still has flaws from a social perspective, but like it's obviously not as bad as what you would think based on her confessionals, though. And again, she's a fairly competent strategic player. However, I think for this list, she doesn't come close to winning. And I think that's a thing to criticize. She actually probably should be closer to like the Candace mold. Where's Candace again? Candace is where? Where the fuck did I put Candace? Generally, where the fuck did I put Candace? She's higher than this, right? Oh, there. Okay, I put her in the wrong column. Like, let's put her there for now. I like Corinne's someone that like ultimately I think she struggles to win. It's like I think she was playing optimally for the most part. I mean, that optimally is probably not a term in terms of good bone, but like I think after she gets flipped on and everything, she was playing like well-ish. But like she ultimately on Gabon was still playing to get to the end with Marcus and Charlie, who would have demolished her. And like I think in general, that's like kind of Corinne's MO. I think she like finds these like loyal allies at the beginning and is able to like die with them in the game essentially. Which again would be great if she could beat them, but like she chooses people that she can't beat. I think Corinne should be where Eliza is. I think ultimately, yeah, they're going to be like similar. I think for this list though, Eliza comes closer to winning, or like having a winning scenario. Corinne struggles. And like maybe she should be like a little bit above Candace, where like it's not like she was drawing completely dead in the way that Candace was on both first seasons. So yeah, I feel like maybe like a Terrifier could be like maybe generally she's probably better than Sue and Sugar even. Comic push for Lyric is so dumb based on his POV. Yeah, I really don't know. Like, why does he want Lyric up? I don't even really understand the logic behind that. Like, I don't get why they want like Lyric up instead of Mallory. Josh generally number one at this point. What's sad is that there's actually an argument for that. I don't think he actually will be, but like you could argue it though. Yeah. You know what? No, I think I am going to settle on this. I think ultimately, like, Sue and Sugar or Power Goats, like, that's not really what Corinne was. I think it feels more consistent with Corinne here. All right, then Courtney, I think, can be higher. I don't know what her overall win equity is still, but, like, I feel like it's tough to say she's below... Like, she's definitely not below this tier. By the way, I also love how like there's not a single new era person in sight so far, which we're about to get to a lot of them, but like still, it's kind of funny that there's not a single new era person in this entire block. Like we haven't talked about a single new era person this entire stream so far. Corinne does love gay people, so that's good. At least she's not a fake fan like like Stephanie. Yeah, and I think that was a large reason why Courtney was as high as she is, because like technically her Heroes and Villains game is like actually kind of decent, and she had a lot of potential in that season. See, I think I'm leaning like Kelly Wigglesworth level here. I think it's a spot though where like I think it's a spot where like I actually think she could be higher if she had a more definitive like winning scenario. Like I just don't know, does Courtney actually win a final 3? I mean, like I guess like Amanda, Courtney, Denise, she definitely has a pretty good shot. Dude, every single time I fucking say shot, I just have one red hot shot like going in my mind. Corinne's low-key a lovely hot MILF. What the fuck? Well, technically she's not even a MILF. But yeah, is she just an ILF? Wow. Yeah, Corinne's very attractive. But yeah. I think I'm leaning like in this direction. Actually, but then again, is she really that different from a Ryan Ulrich though? Like, isn't that also just the Ryan Ulrich? Is that like she maybe could have won some weird like plurality sort of vote? So is she just here? Is she just the top? Also, I love how like I forgot to actually copy these people over. Which means I might be in another situation where I'm missing people again. So that's fantastic. Yeah, I think I am going to go with Courtney here. Wait, this actually here. Or not. Wait, this doesn't matter. Whatever. Yeah, actually, maybe her and Chase Rice is fine. Yeah, I think that actually maybe that's more appropriate. Like, I think Chase Rice is someone that I feel pretty good about his chances of winning Sash Holly Final 3. So I think if I'm giving him credit for that, I think them in the same tier. I do think I'm going to go Courtney above because of Here's His Villains. Yeah, I think I will go Courtney. What was that tweet, by the way? I missed that. I was suggesting Mallory, but she's kind of off the table. Oh, I forgot about that, actually. That was part of, the thing. Like, didn't Haley make a deal with Mallory during the HOH comp or something? That was something, right? That's why Mallory's not going up, but also... So this is her saying she's not going to put Mallory up, right? Which... Good. That works for me. I'll be honest, at this point, I generally think my favorite person on this cast is Mallory. Like, I would love to see Mallory win this season. Like, I think that'd be a lot of fun. Sierra Easton. Gets the final 5 with some win equity, but she was also playing for a loss. I think Sierra is just where the Jenna tier is. I think she's here. And again, based on the criteria, I guess she's above Brenda, below Eliza, because she got the final 5. Brenda only made 6. Eliza made 4. I guess that's what we're doing here. Lala's 4th boot run. Yeah. Courtney is on top. Yeah, I think for this list it makes sense for people so far. Or like, she does come like one the closest to winning while also having like a pretty decent second appearance. All right, now we're getting to this tier. Are we? Yeah, okay, we're at 3. I think we're probably gonna try to get. I mean, actually, past this tier, I think we're top 100. Yeah, we're top 100 after this, so that's something. I think it was Yash. Yeah, it was Yash, right? It was whoever was the last 2 in the HOH comp. So yeah, I think it was Yash and Mallory that she made the deal with. Putting up Lala would give Drew a 50 chance of winning the Blockbuster. You don't have faith in Lala to win the Blockbuster? How dare you? Too fair, that is actually a fair argument, though, of why to not put Lala up. A lot of players this season have at least one aspect to them that makes you really feel sour about them. Maybe, I don't know. Like, I think like obviously like Drew and Barrett now are like frustrating to watch. I don't really have anything like negative about Mallory. Is there anything negative about Melody? I mean, I guess Melody like rats out her allies all the time, and that's kind of annoying. Yeah, like Taylor. I'm trying to think of like, is there anything annoying about Taylor? I don't know. It's like, yeah, but I feel like that's like most seasons though. That's the case. Yeah, these players. So a lot of new era here. So we got Heidi Strobel, Yowman, Victoria, Allison, Julie, Omer, Drew, Marianne, and Xiaoheen. Yeah, I'd love to see the Giggle Girls do very well here. Even the players I like this season. Just me sighing, yeah. I think Mallory's on that. I don't have any complaints with Mallory. I feel like outside of that, it's like, yeah, there's frustrations for everyone else, but has Mallory done anything wrong for me? Yeah, Heidi, I think is maybe in the Kenny tier, actually. I'm debating between, so like, I think she could be with Kenny because like she had a viable path to the end, and she likely would have won that situation the way that Kenny had with like, he had an alliance with like Sugar and Maddie, but it obviously blew up, and like actually really Kenny's more at fault for his elimination than Heidi is, but like Heidi's more on the bottom for longer in the game because even like Crystal's going home and everything, like technically Sugar and Maddie were still planning on taking him to 3. Actually not Maddie, right? But Sugar was at least. But still, it's like I think it's like long-term positions worse for Heidi in the end game, but Kenny did more wrong, but they both get the 5 with a decent amount of win equity. Yeah, I think I'm going to give Heidi this because she had like a decent amount of people that wanted to take her to the end. And she doesn't even do that much wrong to have that happen. So I think I put her, above, well, Brett's different because like Brett actually almost does win. Like, because like with Heidi, it's like the situation she ends up in is one that's like she has no real chance. Like she's never getting to the end in that situation. like in a situation that plays out, like she's never actually getting to the end, but at the final 7, she was very close to getting to a situation where she does win. With Brett, it's like it actually was literally there. Like at the time, the final 5, it's like if Adam doesn't find the idol, Adam goes home. Brett, like at final 4, if David doesn't win immunity, they vote David and Brett wins the game. Like it's like actually like tangible there. Where's the other Heidi? Like a decent chunk lower. She's at the bottom of the GOAT tier. Yeah, she's like here. 196. So yeah. Yao Man. I think Yao Man's pretty high here. Gets the final 4 for a lot of win equity. I guess to be fair, he was planning on going to the end of Earl, who he loses to, so that's an issue. But I think that's not that far apart from like this. I think he's in this tier. Like that's just Eliza. Trying to remember what exactly the logic is between Kelly and Terry Dietz. Well, I mean, Terry, I guess, just beats almost everybody. Kelly was the fact that she got, like, 3 votes at the end and was trying to get to MC who she would have beaten, so I guess... yeah, whatever, I guess. Yeah, I'll go Yao Man in this range. I'll go above Eliza. There. Don't understand how every season you watch are the bad ones. I mean, maybe you're just not meant to watch Big Brother. Maybe you just need to not try. Maybe you should only rewatch seasons. Don't watch them live. Again, you need to sacrifice this for the greater good. Let's see. So we got Julie Alley. Gets the final 5, a lot of win equity. Kind of gets lucky to be there. I think my instinct is to put her where Lauren Rimmer is. Both were meant to be out at... well, I mean, no. Actually, no. Lauren was out at 7 because of an idol. Julie was meant to be out in 7. Though survives it, so I guess it's actually different. Mallory talked about nominating Lala and Taylor today. Well, that's pretty bad. Well, I guess Mallory does suck then. Yeah. This season's a bit of a drag. I think Devins would go... oh, DN Devins. I do. Generally, I do. I think they'll probably do things that undercut each other's jury chances along the way, but I do think they would go to the end together. Like, that's just the type of players both of them are. Like, Devins always is, like, really loyal to his allies. D is someone that also was, like, very loyal to her allies in terms of getting them to the end. But again, like, D was, like, willing to undercut her allies and, like, make sure she had the more respect by a jury than her allies. But she still was loyal to her allies. Devins doesn't necessarily do that, but Devins also is just naturally looked at as such a big jury threat to where, like, he, like, so, like, in Edge of Extinction, like, he was, like, blindly loyal to Chris. But, like, he would have won against Chris. And that might be a situation that he's in here. Or, like, I could see him being still blindly loyal to D, but just, like, naturally being respected more than D. But, yeah, I think, like, if as long as they don't change their game, like, based on what we've seen from them in the past, I would expect them to take each other to the end. Yeah, Devins is very boring right now. He needs to win HOH again. And play terribly. Yeah, I think Julie goes here. I don't think I can quite go in this tier, especially considering like her boot feels so self-earned, along with the fact that she was also supposed to be booted at 7. I think I will go above Lauren, just for the fact that she made it deeper, I guess, even though she wasn't meant to, but she did, so whatever. I'll put Julie there. I think Rick realizes how problematic Kamu is. No. Because I think if he did, he wouldn't be aligned with him. Because I do think Devin does care about public perception. And we got Allison. Jury threat, final 5. Kind of was a pretty spotty game up to that point. I think she's also in this tier. Yeah, I think also here, just a step above. And Victoria might be a similar thing. Let's see. Victoria was meant to get the 4. I guess credit to Victoria. Again, didn't really have a path to the very, very end, but was a massive jury threat. Does get idled out in the real life situation. Maybe I do just put her here. I was actually thinking of maybe even moving her like down to where like Grant is. But yeah, fuck it. I'll put her in like this range actually. With like Janet and Kimmy and Pascal and them. I do feel like she's below Brett and Maddie, who I think were so close to more blatant winning scenarios. But yeah, I would say she's like more of a Janet type. What below Kimmy? Actually, probably above Kimmy too. Yeah, maybe I'll do this, then do Victoria here, move Janet down to that tier, and then put Victoria in this tier. Surprised Rick hasn't gotten bored yet. Yeah. Generally, again, that's why I was like worried about with. I mean, no, worried's the right term, but like that's what I was expecting coming in this season, that Rick would just be like so bored in there that he would just go crazy. But I guess not. I would assume every MMA fighter in the house would be like Kamu. Wouldn't be shocked. Pretty much. I mean, they picked her to host the comp. Oh, we're talking about like do they pick Morgan as mystery competitor? Like, I don't think they care about that sort of stuff. Like her trying to get Kamu removed and that sort of thing. I think the more damning thing of her being the mystery competitor is the fact that she just hosted a competition. Concept of Pascal freaking English being better played in Victoria, yeah. But again, it's gonna change later. Don't worry about it. It's fine. And watch it not change, which would be very funny. But no, it'll change. Generally, I think that'll be the funnier situation. I claim that everything's gonna change, and then I actually get to the final list, and I'm like, nope, this list is just actually right. Yeah, fuck the old list. But no, generally this list, like if I'm being like genuine, I actually do think there's an argument that this list is correct. I just don't actually want this to be my list. like I think there is like a sense of consistency with this list, but I just don't like it. So I'm just not going to do it. But I think if someone did have a list structured like this, it would be like a fair list to have. But I'm not doing it. Favorite Twitter reaction, Dan Foley being top 50. I'm partially, but also I'm afraid of my own reaction to Dan Foley being in the top 150. I don't even want Dan Foley being in the top 150. Anyway, Marianne. Yeah, now we're starting to get into some of the shit winners, right? I guess we already went through a few, but like, actually, is Marianne the only one here? I forgot because I moved Kenzie up, didn't I? So I think Marianne actually is the only winner here. Yeah, then Adam and Rich are there. Dude, actually, yeah, we're so close to being done. Oh my god, it's actually tangible. Only difference between this and the next one's Matt Williams, who's up 100 spots, clearly. Dance Bill in the top 50. Yeah, I mean, I need to redo the list to move Dance Below higher. Yeah, I think Marianne's number one. I mean, she actually won the game. And, like, it was a spotty win, but, like, yeah, again, she still won, and it's not, like, a complete fluke. So, yeah, I think Marianne's won on this. And then... Because, like, I think it's a spot where, like, with Bob and, like, Fabio and, like, the other winners we've talked about that are lower, it's like they all, like, needed, like, a lot of immunities at the end, or Chris Underwood, which is just fucked. Marianne, like, naturally gets to the end. It's like, yeah, she, like, was in a lot of danger pre-merge. Yeah, she has very little influence over the game, but she still got to the end and won and didn't need, like, a lot of, like, challenges or whatnot. So it's like, yeah, whatever. She's number one for now. Drew Basile. I actually feel like Drew might move down to, like, this grouping. Where, again, this is a list that definitely favors, like, dominance a lot less. Where, like, I think on the final list, that is something I'm definitely going to put more credence into. Like, I think Drew definitely deserves to be, like, somewhere around this in the list. But I think with this version of the list, I think, like, threat management is a lot more important. Or, like, I don't know, threat, but, like, anyway, I think the fact that he was taking out 6 is pretty damning for him on this. Especially when he was even, like, the biggest jury threat. Like, he could win, but he wasn't even, like, necessarily winning. I would actually say maybe he's just one spot above Julie, actually. Because, like, at least with like, Allison made Final 5. Like, Julie made Final 6. Obviously, Julie Alley was, like, made Final 5, but, like, she also was meant to be booed at 7, so... I mean, actually, like, Drew's just... Is Drew actually lower? I forgot about Gabler, actually. Yeah, that's fair. Gabler should be closer. Where's Gabler? He's over here. Actually, I think the argument for Gabler was that he was, like, a GOAT that could only win one situation. Marianne's not necessarily that. I mean, like, I guess, like, but Marianne does get, like, kinda... I don't know, like, no, actually, no, I think it is slightly different because, like, but yeah, maybe the gap shouldn't be that big, but yeah, like, Marianne's not, like, as goaty as Gabler is. Like, Gabler can only win that one specific situation, and it also was, like, playing for not her best interest, or not his best interest. Where, like, Marianne, I think you could at least argue is playing more optimally. Obviously, again, how she handles Lindsay and whatnot is kind of bad, but, like, she ultimately doesn't go through with it. She does go to the end with the people that she can beat, and yeah, it's like I think Marianne here makes sense. Again, could Gabler be a little bit higher? Maybe, but yeah, maybe it is a spot with Nalia and Gabler where maybe they're above the GOAT tier, actually. Because they actually got to a final 2 that they can, or final tribal situation that they could actually win. Because, like, yeah, it was a very niche situation, but, like, they actually got there. And, like, obviously, Gabler won, Nalia didn't, so, like, that's its own separate thing. But, like, I think it's, like, because I think in my mind it was, like, they shouldn't be that much higher than Heather. Considering Heather's someone that, like, had a very niche situation, almost got to it, but didn't. Even though she wasn't trying. But it's, like, these players actually got to it. And it's like, yeah, they got to it by accident, but they still got to it. So, like, I think I'll put him here. I think that's good enough to be, like, at the top of the GOAT tier. And then, yeah, 1 minute Drew. Again, generally, I think Drew could just actually drop. Like, Drew, like, is Drew really that much... Like, is he really that different than... Where are they? Like, essentially this grouping of players. Like, especially, like, the... I guess Steven and Carla, he probably has more control through the end of his game. But, like, is he that different than, like, a Greg? I think that's probably, like, a bit more applicable. Yeah, I think he's kind of Greg in this list. Yeah, okay, maybe the Emily idol out situation's kind of interesting. And I think you can, like, fault that more on Austin than Drew. But he still is, like, so, okay, let me play this out. So, like, if Emily doesn't go home there, and, like, Julie gets voted out there, yeah, it's a very different game, right? I mean, like, well, not necessarily. I mean, like, so, okay, let me piece this together. So, like, let's say that's what happened. So, let's say Julie is gone, and then we have a final 6 of D, Austin, Jake, Katura, Drew, Emily. Like, that's the final 7. More than likely, like, Emily just gets voted out at 6. And then I think D probably just votes out Drew at 5, right? It's probably what happens. And we just get to the same final 4. And even then, Drew wanted to go to the end of D in Austin, which he would have lost. So I think that's also kind of an issue. So yeah, I think for this list, I'm moving him down to Greg. And actually, I'm leaning below Greg because at least Greg wanted to go to an optimal final 3. Where's Drew? Not devoting out Drew now. I mean, you're not lying. I mean, I guess you are lying about now, because it's not now, it's in a few days, but yeah. I think I'm doing that. And then Omer? Omer is interesting. So, like, Omer does get taken out by an extra vote. I'm debating if that, like, is that enough to be like, so I think Xiaoheen is around here. Like, I think Xiaoheen is, like, in the Heidi Kenny tier. He at a point had a final 3 that was, like, sticking together, and he likely wins that scenario. But he lost it, and I think you criticize him for losing it. But he at least had it for a point. But I think I probably have Heidi above him, but he's above Kenny. I think is probably what I'm doing with Xiaoheen. But yeah, then Omer though. Like, I'm not sure his win equity as a whole. Like, obviously, like, some of the jury seem to hate him. Like, he would have at least had a shot. His game up to his boot is pretty good. Like, Lindsay not playing the idol during that round is pretty crazy. I'm debating if I also put him with Drew, or do I leave him with the Heidi sort of tier. I think I'm leaning towards Drew. I don't know. It's like he at least had Lindsay as an ally that wanted to take him to the end, but he didn't. But like he probably loses that. Outside of that, I don't know if he actually had a path to the end. Yeah, to be fair, yeah. It's like I wasn't saying he was screwed by. I was actually saying it's pretty egregious that he didn't have Lindsay play the idol. Like I was using that as like a negative point for him. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna put him with Drew. Especially because like it's still a spot where like he's not even playing like for his like ideal situation. Where the fuck is Drew? Down here. I think I go above Drew just because like the vote is a little bit more flimsy than Drew's. Like Drew's is just an outright flip against him. Like Omer's one that again, there's like an extra vote involved, and they weren't gonna go through with it at that point. But yeah, whatever. Calls 54. If it's a returning player season, probably at the end of the month. Or like actually no, probably like soon, right? Like at some point in August. Does Kamo have any romantic feelings for the Thog? Don't know. Omer wasn't like 100% losing, but he definitely was not beating Lindsay or like Drea or those sort of people. Like he obviously had Drea like besmirching his name at Final Tribal, but like or at Ponderosa, but I don't think he's drawing dead, but he definitely isn't like the biggest trade. Like if he's against like I think against Mike, maybe it's a bit tough. But again, if Mike still does his same thing, maybe Omer picks up the votes there. I think he beats like Jonathan and like if he gets to the end of Jonathan and Omer or and Romeo, I think Omer's winning. But again, if like Marianne pitches herself the way she did, maybe Marianne beats him. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of up in the air. Gordon Yates top 100, yeah. All right, how much more do I want to go? We'll do at least this. We got the Nerd Trio. I kind of forgot they were all in the same fucking tier. Christian, Rick Devins, Emily Flippin. What the fuck do I do with this tier? So I think they're moving down. Christian gets to 7 with a lot of win equity, but no path to the end. Devins is fucked. Emily, oh no, another eBay notification. Oh, it's something that I don't care about. But yeah, Emily gets sniped out by an idol at 7 with a lot of win equity. That also doesn't really have path to the end. Yeah, like legitimately, I don't think any of these players had actual paths to the end on any of their seasons. So I think they're moving down. They are pretty big jury threats. And like I could see an argument that maybe they're like that Emily at least is like around Lauren Rimmer considering she was IO'd out. But again, I don't really feel like anyone was willing to take Emily to the end where like Lauren had like Ashley and maybe Devin willing to. So yeah, I think they're just moving down on this list. When the player ranking parts of stream get replaced by live eBay auctions, it could. I mean, we could do that. Where are they? I think they're probably like the better of. So like I think this is the bare minimum for them. Is like this tier. I think they're probably higher than this. Or maybe, to be fair, maybe not for like Christian. But like, Christian's just so dead to rights. But I guess like, maybe I give him. No, actually no. I think Christian probably is around here. I feel like actually Christian below Q. In this, actually, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe his win equity is enough to. I'm trying to remember. Wait, didn't I have? Wait, no, they're probably like around here, actually. Maybe. Wait, yeah, because like Brenda doesn't really have a path to the end, right? Maybe I switch that. Wait, let's see. Oh, maybe I can't put him in this tier. At least Devins. Actually, generally, what do I do if Devins on? I don't even know what is consistent with Devins on this list. Like, he obviously makes it to the final four with like so much win equity, but he also like shouldn't have been there at all. So if anything, maybe I actually take more credence from his 50 game, which he makes what, final 7 on that season? Yeah, 7 with win equity. So I guess that would be kind of Penner-esque. Yeah, I think maybe I do go here because I think they are returning players. But then why is Joe so low? I think is the because I think with like Eric and James, you can like argue like were they actually jury threats? But Joe was like clearly a massive jury threat. So we're like, maybe that means Joe should be in this like at this tier. But also, do I want Joe in this tier? I think Devins here. Christian, if he's in this tier, is below Devins. And Emily actually might be above Devins. If we're putting them all in this tier. I think it'd be something like this. Maybe Christian. Actually, no. I think I'll probably fall through this. Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards this. So, I think I got Emily flipping tops Rick Devins. Always wanted to see that. I should probably double check to make sure I haven't deleted anybody. Because I haven't done that in a while. Fuck me! Alright. I forgot somebody along the way. What is that tweet? Oh, look at that tweet. Rachel Riley should be on Survivor. Have they accepted applications for returning seasons before? No. I'm sure Kamu and Chuck don't want Lyric, right? Be my easiest decision. Yeah, so Lyric's probably going up. Where's Shan? Like on this version of the list, I moved her down a lot in terms of like actually like she'll be higher than what she is on this list, at least on this version. Where to move Shan down to? Like 239. I think in the old version she's, well, we haven't even gotten to her yet here, so yeah, in the old version she's probably like somewhere around like this range, like 110-ish. I think the reality is that she's probably gonna be closer to like somewhere like, I don't know, like maybe in this, like I think like mid 100 to 200 ish. I think she'll definitely drop from where she was on this version, but she'll be higher than what she is on this version. Kind of like how the Blockbuster is avoiding putting comp flops. I guess, but also like I would love a Lala boot. Wait, did I finish who was I dealing with there? Oh yeah, it was okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was trying to find who I missed. God damn it. Who did I miss along the way? I guess we could do it the way we were doing it last time. Trying to find the person. So yeah, if I highlight all these, that is 78. So this should also equal 78. It does. Fuck. Alright, and then we go here. That's 70. This is... Okay, it's in this grouping. Where is it? Who the fuck is it? It's Rodney. Literally found it right away. Of course, it's fucking Rodney. There we go. Shocked Haley isn't nominating Lala, considering how much they age her. Yeah. But yeah, it wouldn't shock me if it's the comp ability, I guess, that's like helping Lala at this point. How much more do I want to do tonight? We'll go one more at least. Oh my god, we're finally here! We have the daughter of the mailman. Like, Stephanie's just in the GOAT tier, right? Like, I think for this list, I move her down to the GOAT tier, right? Like, like, her best appearance is Guatemala, where she's a GOAT. And, like, does she really have a, like, it's like she's a bigger jury throw on Palau, but, like, it's not like she had any path at the end, but I guess that's, like, more unlucky. Rest of that, though, is, like, was it, like, 50s, like, also kind of a GOAT, but, like, not the biggest GOAT, I guess, but didn't get to the end, and then Here's Villain's just bad. It is because Karen sucks, that is true. Is Corinne that much worse than Philip? Her Gabon game's better. And her second game's a worse version of his second. I don't know if I would say her Gabon game is better than Philip's first game. Especially for this list where it's like, does Corinne win Gabon in any situation? Like, how's Corinne winning Gabon? Like, if we're talking about like her plan was to go to the end of Marcus and Charlie, who she loses to. It's like maybe she could stumble her way into like a Corinne, like what, like Corinne, Susie, Sugar final three. Maybe she wins that. I mean, Philip doesn't win, but Philip at least gets to the end. Like Corinne doesn't get to the end, and even if she did get to the end, she would have gotten to the end and lost. So like at least Philip actually did get to the end. Who was it again moving? Stephanie. I think Stephanie's moving down. She probably is at the top of the. Yeah, she's at the top of this though. She's the top goat, I guess, at this point. For now. Good for Stephanie. Emily could have beaten Joe and Jonathan. It could, in the same way that Rizzo could, but I believe Jonathan is the front runner to actually win that. Yeah, Philip lost, but like he at least got there. Again, like I still think for someone like Philip, it's still better that he got to the end than Corinne, who would have been a goat and didn't get to the end. Again, she had like a modicum of win equity, but like it's a very niche situation, and then outside that, it's like she was not even trying for that situation. It's like if she won, it would have been her stumbling into the win, which is like, I guess that's like what Gabler and Aaliyah in the case that she did win. Oh, we're talking about Karen Moen? Did she? Did she have win equity in Karen Moen? Especially considering she also was trying to get to the end of Malcolm, who she probably loses to. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Brad, I'm sticking with it. I'm just sticking with it. But yeah, Brad, like he does come closer to winning, but like also he shouldn't have been there to begin with. So, ow. I guess to be fair, it's like how many like of the immunities that he wins, like what does he actually need? And does he need any of them at all, actually? Now, where's Corinne now? Where did I move Corinne to? I generally don't remember. It's higher than this, right? I don't know where Candace was, right? Like somewhere around there. So lower than this. Oh, that's in my mind. Where the fuck do I have? Okay. Where do I have Corinne? Yeah, here. Like maybe that's like I really don't care. Like I don't know. It's about like yeah, maybe she should be a little bit higher. Or I think that was the argument is like maybe she's here, but I also feel like she has less control in these sort of players. Again, both times she was playing for a losing situation. Both times you couldn't even get to those losing situations. Again, I think it's fine. I think it's fine for this iteration of the list. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Brad. Maybe I put him with like Terry Dietz and Kelly Wigglesworth. Like, it's a spot where I do want to dock him for like how sloppy his navigation the post merge is, but like I guess he doesn't really need a lot of those immunity wins. And he still gets to the final 3. Like, he gets to the final 4 with a decent amount of win equity, but he just like chooses the wrong person. Like, in general, he wasn't that big of a goat. At least he wasn't the biggest goat in the world, but I guess he does struggle to win a final 3. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier for Thanomil. Which, with the Thanomil thing, it's like, yeah, like I think it's just that's the one. Like, outside that, like everything's fine. But like the fact that like Derek Levasseur like tweets about the Thanomil video as if like Thanomil's the first person to ever do this sort of thing, it's like that's kind of annoying. But also, it's not like I own like the idea of ranking every Big Brother player, especially because like technically Big Brother Boy did it before me. To where it's like, yeah, it's not like I own the concept or whatever, but also it is annoying the fact that like it is as if like Derek is like making it as if he's the first person to ever do this. But anyway. Let's see. Yeah, I think Brad, like, here, I'm leaning. Actually, if anything, maybe he's like closer to this tier, but just a person that actually got to the end. I think like dock him for who he was trying to get the end with, in the way I do with some of these people. We're forgetting the ancient text. Watch Derek do a B26 player ranking. His opinions are ass. I mean, that is true. I mean, I will say, I'm pretty fucking confident I'm the first person to do a ranking of every Survivor player, right? Especially in the format. I'm like, obviously, like maybe like someone did like one where like it's just showing like pictures or whatever. But like in terms of like actually talking through a ranking of every Survivor player, I feel like I have to be the first person to do a video on it. I'm sure that like someone's wrote a list of it and that sort of thing. But you had Brooklyn, Leah, Cedric above T-Core. I mean, that's not the most egregious thing, but yeah. I wouldn't have Cedric above T-Core for sure. I mean, like, really, I wouldn't have any. Like, I don't know. It's like Leah, I think you could debate. Brooklyn, I wouldn't, but I get why people would. Cedric, I think, is just kind of insane. Yeah, it's like T-Core's not that good, is the thing. Let me get in-person opening. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, having Mackenzie and Chelsea in the same tier, that is egregious. That's really bad. Yeah, Mike Turner. Mike Turner's interesting because like he came into Final Travel having half and half, though then does lose that, which is kind of bad. Plays like an all right game. For this list, maybe he's with Marianne, but maybe Marianne higher, just because Marianne beat him. But like they had tied, both of them got like tied votes coming in the final tribal supposedly. I'm thinking that. I guess like Mike's early game is better. Is MJ's move still worse than Cody and Monty's? It's worse than Cody's. Oh yeah, it's worse than both. Like it's better than Marianne. Like what is the argument for it? Between him and Marianne. This whole game is better. I'm debating if that matters in this spot. If his game, like, if he's like, yeah, I mean, I guess the fact that they were tied, yeah, maybe it does. Maybe that is the tiebreaker in this spot. Like, it is one where Marianne technically gets the win out from, like steals the win away from Mike to a degree. So I kind of want to give her the credit for that, but also, well, High be 420 on the final list. He better be. I'm gonna force him to be. Force High to be high. This video feels kind of inauthentic. We just see a script ring, build up suspense. Oh, we're talking about like his actual. I was thinking he's like because that video's not scripted, right? The player ranking. But I mean that's. I don't know. I don't know how to really react to that. It's like I don't know. That's just kind of. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I know he does search up live feed archives. I mean, that's, yeah, just like every, like, yeah, I think you're, no matter what, if you're going to rank players, like, you're not going to make everyone happy. Like, no matter what, you're going to annoy people. People are going to think you're dumb and think you're racist for things and misogynistic for things. And that's just the way it goes. Efficiency 5 took you 30 hours. I think it took me like 45 when I did it on stream, if I remember right. Like, it's the cater to casuals. I haven't watched the ML's videos, so I don't know. That's I don't know if that's what I was what I would have expected. Is that he's like trying to cater to casuals. Yeah, maybe someday I'll stream GTA 6. We'll see. Yeah. Am I going one more? It's 4 a.m. I think I better stop. Yeah, I'll stop. I'll be here tomorrow. It's fine. Yeah, I finished it on stream. I mean, well, GTA 5 is a game where you could skip the missions if you fail it enough times. So, like, that's obviously why I finished it on stream. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have. Dude, that was like 3 years ago now, too, by the way. Like, that was mid BB25, right? Like, that's kind of insane to think about. Yeah, what is this? That's kind of funny. Yeah, where's the GTA playthrough? Here. Oh wait, I finished. Oh yeah, I finished it. Oh yeah, so okay, wait. I played it before BB25. I finished it on the day after BB25. Yeah, drafts started in the middle of this too. Yeah, here, cast drafts or chat drafts. Fuck me. See, I can prove I finished GTA, right? When did I finish it? Where are the credits? Here, there we go. Proof. I finished GTA 5 on stream. Wait. That's kind of insane. Like, it was literally 3 years ago? Like, to the day? That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy, like, coincidence. But yeah. Anyway. That's it. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll work more. Well, tomorrow we'll do the Big Brother. Again, tomorrow will be a normal stream. Big Brother player ranking or power ranking, and then work on this. Actually, wait. We got a lot done today, right? All things considered, I started here, right? Yeah, I got like, what, 37? 38 people done? That's pretty good. Again, generally, I think the end of this is going to be a lot easier. So, like considering the nature of the normal streams, I probably won't get as much work on this done tomorrow. Like, it'll probably be a couple hours. But, like, I do generally think I'll be done this phase by, like, Tuesday. Which, yeah. In the time between now and then, I'll try to finalize this version of the list so that we can get to the actual final phase. If I'm not done with the final phase by the next day I don't have a normal stream, after I finish this, I'll probably take like days off to finish this version, but I probably will be done with this version by then, because that probably won't be until like Thursday, so like that's a decent amount of time. But we'll see. But yeah, we're in the end game now, and by the end game I mean about to get to another phase that I don't think will take that long, but probably will. So that'll be something. You fish on my 3-year, yeah, you could have. What tragedy. Wouldn't mind Drew going this week. I'll be honest, I think that is, yeah, I think that's probably my ideal right now. I think I actually have more faith in like Melody and Mallory. And well, I guess Lyric also. So yeah. Yeah, alright. I'll be back tomorrow. Normal stream. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. See you guys tomorrow.